10 minutes.
10 minutes remain. All players, if no...
Time's running out. We should get back, guys.
I'm staying here. I can't leave Quark.
Are you nuts, old man? You're a solo. Luna and Phi could kill you.
Yeah, I know. I've only got one BP.
Exactly. If you don't vote, you'll default to ally. All they have to do is pick betray.
We won't. You staying here won't change our vote.
Right. We always intended to choose ally. Tenmyoji staying here is just another reason for us to stick to that plan.
Luna has the same number of BP as you, Tenmyoji. Normally, the safe plan would be to choose Betray. Since you will be unable to betray them, then Phi and Luna can choose to ally without worrying about their own points.
Yes.
Well, there you go. I trust Phi and Luna. I'm sure they'll choose ally.
Sounds good. Okay, Tenmyoji, you take care of Quark.
You think I need you to tell me that? I won't take my eyes off him for a minute.
Come on. We don't have much time left. We need to go.
I got for a warehouse. We opened the AB rooms. Stepped inside.
Four minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
Alright, Clover, we should probably head in too. Hey, Tigris. I'm enjoying it pretty well. This is my first playthrough on it. Kind of give you an idea of what I've done and where I'm at through it so far. Definitely probably about halfway, a little more through this game. Actually, I'm playing through the whole series. So I played 999. I really enjoyed how that worked out, and I'm enjoying the time skip stuff, or like in this case of what the story's telling. I feel like there's some holes that they kind of left out and could have filled in. I think I addressed them in some of my earlier. Yeah, I was gonna say I've watched somebody else play through 999 and this one before I
Okay.
before I started playing it, and yeah, I mean it's kind of gave me a reason to. I've kind of kept avoiding any spoilers for Zero Time Dilemma though. I kind of want to go in that completely dark, and after I finish this game up, that's what I plan to do. But yeah, it's definitely a great game.
Sigma, do you remember what I said back in the other warehouse?
I don't know. Yeah, and that's what I did too. I kind of looked into it a little bit to find out the order, and it was like 999, play this, and then go into Zero Time Dilemma. But I don't know if you've played like AI, the Somnian Files. They're made by the same people who've done this game. I really enjoyed AI. I would definitely recommend it to you if you like these games. It's kind of does the same thing, bounce around a little bit with time and kind of alternate dimensions stuff and all that. Yeah, he told me we should have tried Quark since we might not get another chance like this. Yeah, not a problem. Like I said, it's definitely one of my favorite characters in that one. Her name's Iba. I'm not going to spoil who she is, but you find out really quick. And definitely a good story to that one.
Yeah. Can I, take that back? I changed my mind a little bit after talking to Tenmyoji. I think we should choose Ally.
Hey, that's more than just a little bit. That's like someone trading in a Shih Tzu for a German Shepherd. What the hell happened with you two? Did he say something to you?
I can't tell you.
What? Why?
I just can't. You'd laugh if I did anyway.
I won't laugh.
Really?
Promise.
Well, I still can't tell you.
Hey, come on.
I promised. I told Tenmyoji I wouldn't tell anybody.
Alright, fine. I won't ask about it again. But Tenmyoji doesn't really have anything to do with this, right? Our opponent is Quark.
No, he does matter. Quark is really important to Tenmyoji. If we betray Quark, we're betraying Tenmyoji. Come on, don't you remember? When we were going into the red, blue, and green doors, Tenmyoji said something.
I didn't say there wasn't anyone I trusted. There's one person. Clover. I just know that you'll keep him safe.
I can't betray somebody who'd say that about me.
Yeah, it wasn't until after
That's because I didn't know who he was.
Yeah, she was ready to betray him before, like even after he said that, but then once they went off together, he must have said something to her. So you're saying you know who Tenmyoji really is?
Well, if what he told me was true, yeah.
One minute remains until Ambidex game polling close.
Please, choose Ally.
You aren't going to try and
If
vote
I
yourself?
try, you'll just throw me off, right? I don't think I'm strong enough to fight you. So,
Alright. With that, I turn to face the voting machine. Question was, what would I do? Ally? Or betray? Just as Clover had said, betraying Quark was like betraying Tenmyoji. And I've already got Tenmyoji's finish, so I really don't care if I betray him. He's a jerk. Quark was just a kid, and he's infected with a deadly disease that would almost certainly kill him if we didn't do something. How could I betray someone like that? Only a monster would take advantage of a helpless child for their own gain. On the other hand, what Clover had said in the warehouse on floor B was true. It was unlikely that I'd get a chance like this again. If I chose betray, then I'd have 9 BP. I'd be able to escape this godforsaken hellhole.
10 seconds remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
So what would my choice be? What would I do? Ally or betray? I chose
3, 2, 1.
at the absolute last second, choose an ally.
Round 2 of the Ambidex game has been completed. Results will be displayed. Thank you, Ambidex game.
Yeah. Same stuff we hear every single time we pick something.
what did you choose, Sigma?
Oh, you didn't look?
No?
Well, you'll know in a moment. I feel like you should have done like a villain laugh right there. You'll have to wait and see.
Results from round 2 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed. Please direct.
Turn your attention to the scoreboard. Let's go. Of course, everyone's betraying. Oh, they ally.
Points have been assigned or subtracted accordingly.
What? Dio picked Betray?
Please
No.
check your bracelet
That
to
can't be
see
right.
your updated bracelet.
Dio never betrays.
So you chose Ally, huh?
Yep. Pork is sick, a kid, and unable to vote. I couldn't bring myself to betray someone like that.
Thank you.
I only did what anyone would have. So you guys chose Ally too, huh?
Of course. Tenmyoji had only one BP left, and he was guaranteed to vote ally. So there's no way we could betray somebody in that position.
If we had, then he'd...
Yeah, you didn't have much choice. Alice K and Dio, on the other hand, seem to have had a less pleasant round.
Hey, what the hell is your problem? You're either crazy or just an asshole. Were you trying to kill me?
No, nothing like that.
Well then, what was it like? If we'd voted ally,
You would be dead. The needles in your bracelet would have activated, killing you.
See? That's exactly what I'm talking about. I didn't think there was any way in hell you guys would choose Ally, not with Alice's BP at 1. The only way you could possibly vote was Betray. Picking Ally when I knew you guys would pick Betray would have been suicide.
You can't die. You've got 6 BP.
Well, maybe not immediately, no. But I would have been signing my own death warrant. Heck, not just mine. Everyone except Kay's.
What?
Didn't you think it through? Your vote was always gonna be Betray. Let's say I was a raving lunatic and picked Ally. What would happen to Kay's BP?
6 plus 3 would make 9.
See? Then it'd be
A
game
plus
over.
for her.
Life over. He'd open the number 9 door and blow this popsicle stand. And that'd leave us twisting in the wind, living out the rest of our miserable lives stuck in this place. You see? That's why I chose Betray. I did it to save all our necks, including yours.
Alice grated her teeth and scowled fiercely at Dio, apparently trying to think of a rebuttal, before finally snorting indignantly and stalking away. Shortly thereafter, the warehouse was filled with the rumbling sound of the door sliding shut.
The Ambidex gates have round 3 of the Ambidex star keys are there is no set the Ambidex gates.
As many times as we want, huh? And that means
We can play the AB game as many times as we want. Right?
Hey, didn't Zero Jr. say something about this?
As soon as the gates close, your colors get all shuffled up automatically. The pair and solo assignments hop around a bit too.
Yeah, you did. Can you guys all show me your bracelets? I want to see what all our colors and groups are this time. In moments, a series of wrists were extended for me to examine. Let's see. Luna and Clover are a cyan pair, and Phi and Alice are a magenta pair. The remaining 3 are also K red, Dio green, and I'm blue. So how are the groups supposed to work for the next room? I think the next doors are going to be those white ones down in the Floor B warehouse.
Yeah, I heard about those. Alice told me about them while we were here waiting for you and Clover. I think I've got them figured out.
Yeah, so lay it out for us. How are the groups going to shake out this time? So I nodded and began to explain. Option A, Tenmyoji and Quark pair up with me to open one door. Find Alice, pair up with Dio to open another. Luna and Clover pair up with Kay to open the last one.
Oh? Is there only one option?
Yes. No other combinations would be able to open the secondary doors. Admittedly, Tenmyoji and Quark aren't here for us to check, but I'm sure they're the yellow pair. If they weren't, then Sigma would be stuck without anybody he could pair up with.
Oh, God. I never thought I'd have to put up with Dio again.
Well, you just didn't think hard enough then. Sooner or later, everybody puts up with Dio. Wait.
So, what should we do now? It looks like we have a lot of time until the primary doors open.
About 80 minutes. That's enough time for
I'm
people to
worried
get
about
killed.
Quark's condition. Those pods can't cure Radical 6. He still needs help.
Well, we don't have anything to lose, so we might as well look for that medicine. Excelavir, right?
Yeah. What about the rest of you?
Oh, I'll help.
As will I.
Me too.
Fine. I guess I can help.
What about you, Sigma?
Of course I'll help. Kind of jerk money.
Okay. We should split up and search.
After some discussion, Dio and Kay were assigned to the pantry, Luna and Alice to the treatment center, and Clover and myself to the pressure exchange chamber.
Shall we regroup in the Floor B warehouse 10 minutes before the doors open?
Oh, that gives us a lot of time to search, really.
You are going to the treatment center, correct?
Yes.
Then please remember to tell Tenmyoji where we intend to meet and when.
Okay.
You must also remember to bring Quark with you. I am concerned about removing him from the pod, but it can't be helped. Without Quark's bracelet, Sigma and Tenmyoji will be unable to open the secondary door.
Right.
Good. Looks like we got all that straightened out. Let's go.
Final nod to one another, we split up, each team heading in a different direction. So, this is the pressure exchange chamber.
No, this is the prep room. There are 2 levels. The actual pressure exchange chamber is downstairs.
How do you know that?
Alice told me. She was one of the people who investigated this room.
Did you talk to her when you were waiting for us back in the warehouse?
Yeah.
Well, let's head downstairs then.
Good idea.
So this is the real thing.
Seems like it.
Why do they have something like this here?
Well, this is just what Alice told me, but
Apparently the pressure inside the facility was a lot higher than the pressure outside. We know this because we already did this room. That was part of a system designed to keep the virus from getting in. It did mean, however, that we need to go through a decompression process in order to get outside.
Remember all those suits along the wall of the prep room? Those keep you from getting infected.
I
We
know.
won't even be able to enter the pressure exchange chamber if we don't have them on.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Then that newspaper article was right.
Unfortunately, that seems pretty likely.
So the air out there is teeming with Radical 6.
Yeah.
Something's been bothering me.
What is it?
Aren't you saying that if we put on those suits, we can go into the pressure exchange chamber and go outside, right?
Oh. No, we can't do that. The door beyond the pressure exchange chamber is locked up tight.
Damn it. Just one door between us and freedom.
Well, if you look at it that way, it's the same as the number 9 door.
Okay, yeah, but
Whatever. We need to be focusing on finding that Accelavir. Quark needs it.
Yeah, you're right.
I'll go look around upstairs. You two take this floor, all right?
got it.
Okay.
Looked everywhere we could think of, but turned up nothing. Eventually, I couldn't keep my mouth shut any longer. Hey, what do you think the deal is with this stuff about the world being infested with some crazy virus? The pandemic seems like it would make the news, but I don't remember hearing anything. Wait a minute, you mentioned it, didn't you? Back when Dio was asking questions. We were in the infirmary. It was right after Quark lost it.
Have any of you guys heard anything about any sort of viral pandemic?
Well, no. But
And then Alice said, "Shut up, Clover."
I have heard rumors about a virus being used as a bioweapon.
So what's the rumor she was talking about? I got the feeling you and Alice were talking about the same thing. Clover, what do you know? What are you and Alice anyway? I heard you guys belong to some sort of organization, but what is it? Clover was quiet for a long time. She bit her thumbnail and looked down at the floor. Then finally, she lifted her head and met my eyes.
fine. I think I can trust you. Just don't tell Alice, okay?
Alright,
Promise?
promise. Clover nodded and began to talk and listen with rapt attention at a complete loss for words. Here is what she said. Alice and I are agents of the SOIS, which is under the jurisdiction of the Department of Defense. SOIS stands for Special Office of Internal Security, and we're an elite intelligence division that investigates potentially disruptive or dangerous elements, such as domestic or foreign terrorists, radical political splitter groups, and religious organizations with extreme agendas that could pose a threat to the state or citizenry. Our existence hasn't been made public, so there are only a few people who even know we exist. You're probably wondering how I even got involved in something like that, huh? Just a little bit, Clover. Just a little bit. Well, it started when I met Alice. Anyway, from the end of the last game. Tells you that I played the Nonor game twice before, right? Well, this was after the second time. So about a year ago. We just escaped, and we were all stuffed into this SUV, barreling across the desert. I was driving. And that's when I saw her. Alice. Now, why does she look like an Egyptian princess? That's my question. That was my question at the end of the movie. She was standing next to the road with her thumb out. She was already working for the SOIS, and she'd been on her way to the building we had been trapped in as part of her investigation. And on the way there, her car had broken down. We offered to give her a ride, of course. After she got in, we started talking, and it turned out that Alice had gotten a tip that the terrorists she was after were in the building we'd been trapped in. Couldn't see how us playing the Nunner game had anything to do with the terrorists. But Alice had a suggestion. Maybe the two people who trapped you were the terrorists. Probably not. That did seem very likely to us, but we were chasing after them anyway, so we decided to bring Alice with us. Unfortunately, we didn't find them. As far as we know, they're still out there now, on the run. Anyway, we were taken back to SOIS headquarters and put into custody. I guess they thought there had to be some kind of connection between us being kidnapped and the terrorist group they were investigating. But they must not have found anything, because after a few days of questioning, they let us go. We all went home, returned to our lives. But things didn't go back to the way they'd been. My mom got real worried about me and my brother, since we'd gotten kidnapped twice now, so she hired bodyguards for us. Oh, I haven't told you about my brother, have I? He's super awesome, for one. Like, he is just totally the best. And he was in both of the last two Nunner games, too. Anyway, we'd been grabbed twice. But the people behind the two Nunner games were totally different. That didn't matter to my mom, though. So after that, all these huge men in black suits followed me and my brother everywhere. It was awful. We were always being watched. People would look at us funny because we were being followed around by a bunch of creepy looking guys. I couldn't stand it. Just when I thought I'd finally be free, all that was waiting for me was another kind of prison. The only time I was really happy was when I was hanging out with my brother. So we were talking it over one day, and we decided to leave. Like, run away. So we did it. After that, we lived on our own. I worked in a cafe, and he composed music. He plays the harp, and he started writing this kind of new agey music. He got kind of popular, so we didn't have to worry too much about surviving. Sometimes he'd play at little venues like coffee houses and stuff, and his fans would show up and listen to him. Listen to him play, cry. Or some of them would meet on their own and recite stuff from the book he'd written and play his songs. I know that sounds kind of like weird and culty, but they just do that stuff on their own, okay? My brother doesn't have anything to do with it. Anyway, we did that for a while, and then one day Alice showed up. I need your help, she told us. We need people who can do what you can do. So we went to the location she gave us, and it turned out to be the headquarters of the SOIS, where they had taken us after the second Nonary game. They put us in a room with about a dozen or so other people who were all about the same age as us. A bunch of them looked familiar too. It only took a moment to realize how we knew each other. They were the kids from the first Nonary game. We were all excited to see each other again, and we were hugging and shaking hands and stuff. But then Alice walked in. The whole room went quiet. She walked up to the podium and looked around the room, making eye contact with each one of us. Right, now a terrorist organization is preparing for a major attack. They plan to trigger a viral pandemic. If they succeed, they will strike a massive blow against all of humanity, not just any one country. It's possible that we, as a species, will die out completely. We are doing our best to prevent this, but we need your help. You are what we call espers. You have the ability to access the morphogenetic field, and we need that. I guess you don't know what any of that is, but basically we can do this thing that's kind of like telepathy. I mean, it isn't really telepathy, but that's probably the closest thing, okay? This person can resonate their consciousness with another person through this thing called a morphogenetic field. The purpose of the first Under game was to research that ability. So they kidnapped kids who had the potential to do it and threw them into the game. I also had gathered up all the kids from that experiment. Well, I mean, it had been 9 years since it happened, so we weren't really kids anymore. Anyway, everybody she'd brought in was an Esper. That included me and my brother, of course. But you think I'm just making all this up, huh? I don't blame you. It is pretty crazy. I mean, I was even starting to forget I could do that stuff. So when I heard Alice's story, I was like, screw that. I was trying to move on with my life, and now some shady government creeps wanted me to use some weird ability I had for them. No way. I wasn't even sure I could do it anymore. Some of the others felt differently, though, and they told Alice they'd do it. It was a job, after all. Most people wouldn't turn down a salary like that. Alright, I read to say, she knows how much they'd pay us if we helped. It was a lot. More wealth than you can imagine. But I was still totally against doing it. My brother told me he would go along with whatever I decided, so I decided we were leaving. A couple days passed, and then Alice showed up at our apartment. She didn't waste time. The people behind the first Under game might have been part of the terrorist organization Alice and the SOIS were after. Wasn't that she asked something that I might want to know more about? That got me curious. The brother, too. What the question was what Seven said to us. He was one of the guys that got abducted with us for the second Under game. She called him on her phone right then and there and handed it to us. You guys are the only people who can do this. We don't know where Junpei is. He's gone off to travel the world looking for Akane. I haven't been able to get a hold of him. Please, just do me a favor and help Alice out. Junpei, like Seven, another participant for the second Order. Kane, one of the people behind the second Order game. Seven was the Japanese policeman, which is probably how Alice got in touch with him. Anyway, that did it. Brother and I agreed to join the SOIS. For the next couple of months, all we did was train. Half of the time it was general knowledge and technical skills an SOIS agent needed, and then the other half was learning to strengthen our Esper abilities. They'd actually known about Espers for quite a while and had a lot of techniques that helped us get better and stronger. After several months of hard work, we were finally ready for our first field mission. Mine was an infiltration. My brother stayed at the base, so I could relay information back to the room. I was supposed to sneak into a research facility, posing as one of their workers, and then use my morphogenetic field to transmit what I found back to my brother. But everything went wrong. It was a trap. The whole research facility was fake, and I got captured. Alice had to come and rescue me. I had been sending information about the inside of the facility to my brother, and Alice used that information to come and find me. As soon as she got there, she picked me up and carried me out. I was relieved and happy to be alive and free, but I also felt ashamed and miserable. While she was carrying me back out, I started to cry. She was just so cool, and I wasn't. I wanted to be just like her. So from that day onward, I did everything I could to be more like Alice. Our infiltration ended in failure, but we did manage to get something useful. In fact, we were able to figure out where their headquarters was. The directors decided that December 25th, 2028 would be the day we would strike. This time, I promised myself we wouldn't screw it up. I was finally going to get some answers about something that had been with me for most of my life. But then, on December 22nd, 3 days before the raid, Alice and I were attacked by people with gas masks while we were going over our plans. And when you woke up, you were in the warehouse.
Yeah.
All that talking seemed to have tired Clover out. She sighed, and her long hair swayed as she moved. Hey, I've got a few questions.
What are they?
Well, first off, your powers, I guess. I'm guessing you can't use them right now.
Yeah. I'm not really sure why. I've been sending my brother messages ever since I woke up, but
No response.
yeah. If there was another Esper here, they could make me stronger. But that's just wishful thinking. Wait.
What?
Well, if there's someone else who's stronger than me, then they kind of absorb my powers. Maybe... No, never mind. That's probably not it.
Alright, whatever. I have some other questions. Moving on. I think I understand what Alex was talking about now. They were trying to spread that virus, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So who are they?
Well, I can't tell you that.
Tell me all the other stuff with that. It's too much?
Well, Alice would be mad at me.
I already told you I wouldn't tell her.
But
Let me rephrase. When are they going to do it?
well, if we knew that, we wouldn't have gone to all that trouble.
So you don't know.
All we know is soon.
But that could mean just about anything.
Yeah. It could be next week or next month or even next year. Or it could have happened already.
Wait, you mean they might have already released the virus?
Wouldn't that make the most sense? Like, how about this room? Or that newspaper article? And the 3 people who were put in cold sleep.
Are you saying you, me, and Alice were frozen and the pandemic happened while we were on ice? Wait. No, that doesn't make sense. Nobody else has heard of Radical 6 either.
Maybe they're lying.
Really? All 6 of them?
Well, if Kay really does have memory loss, then it's only 5. Quark is out too.
So you're saying Tenmyoji, Dio, Phi, and Luna are all lying? I guess they are a little suspicious.
Right?
And what's their motive?
For lying? How would I know?
Then what's the motive for a terrorist organization to start a pandemic?
I heard it was something about purifying the unclean?
Purifying the unclean?
Oh! Unclean. 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 Unclean.
What? What are you doing?
Shut up! Just hold on a minute. I'm this close to remembering.
Don't tell me to shut up.
Unclean. Clean. Een. Een. Een!
She looked up something excited.
Neostigmine!
Neo what?
Did you forget it already? I'm talking about this stuff.
As she spoke, she pulled something out of her pocket. It was the injection gun, complete with a vial of medication. All right, I remember that. It was in a safe in the treatment center, right?
Yeah!
I didn't have any idea what it was, though, so I gave it to you.
Exactly!
Are you saying you've heard about this neostigmine stuff before?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just remembered.
You remember?
My brother told me about that. Neostigmine is a type of colon esterase inhibitor. That means it's a sort of antidote for tubocurarine.
Oh, I'm sorry, but I still don't get it.
How easy do I have to make it? Ugh. Okay, fine. I'll start at the top, alright? The stuff I've got in here is neostigmine, which counteracts the muscle relaxant tubocurarine. Following me?
Tubocurarine is the poison in our bracelets, right?
Right. It's the second thing we get injected with if we're penalized.
First, is this over real? Which puts you to sleep. 9 minutes later, the tubocurarine is injected, numbing your respiratory muscles. I guess you could say it'll really take your breath away.
So you're saying this neostigmine keeps it from working?
Yes! Oh my god, how many times are you going to make me say it?
So we can just inject ourselves with this if we get penalized?
Yeah! We don't have to die. We're gonna be okay. We can only pull the trigger once, though.
That means we can only use it on one person.
Yeah.
But it's still good news. This means one of us can break the rules once. Like, let's see.
The best way to use it would be for sneaking through the number 9 door. If somebody gets 9 points, they can open it, right? With this stuff, somebody who doesn't have 9 points could still leave with them. Anyway, I'm gonna go tell Alice.
What? Hey, Clover, wait. Clover. It was too late. Clover was already on the lift and gone. I was, I think, understandably upset. But yeah, because you had to wait for the lift to come back down, and... Phi? Phi, where did Clover go? Phi, can you hear me? She didn't say anything, just stared at me with her mouth half open. Her eyes seemed slightly glazed, and her body was unnaturally stiff. Phi? I grabbed her shoulder and shook her gently. Slowly, she raised her arm, fingers drooping limply from it. She gestured toward the exit that led away from the warehouse. Way? She went out that door? Phi's only answer was a slow, shallow nod. Alright, got it. Oh, come on, she's not acting right. Why would you just sprint for it? You look pretty tired. Get some rest, alright? Still no response. I kind of disagree. I feel like Phi is the more immediate concern at the moment, but oh, that doesn't seem like a long way around. Alright, treatment center, and nobody here. Huh? This is weird. Where is everybody? I assumed Alice would be in the treatment center, so Clover would have gone there to find her, but... Well, she's not at the treatment center, so I guess the next place to go to is the infirmary. The room is empty. Luna and Tenmyoji were gone too. They left Quark, and the readout on his pod said his vital signs were still normal. As far as I could tell, he was still asleep. Fine. Guess it's time to go look somewhere else. Made my way out of the treatment center. Pantry. No luck. Warehouse B. No ghost here. The lounge. Not a soul. Warehouse A. No rabbits here. Crew quarters. Nope. What the hell? What is going on here? I can't find anybody. Every single room is empty. Wait. There's still one place I haven't looked. Well, there's a lot of places you still haven't looked, but the infirmary. I mean, logical places, yeah, it's the infirmary. Oh god, what are we gonna find? Is everyone having tea? Tea and crackers? Infirmary? I ran into the room and stopped short. My chest tightened so much I could barely breathe. No. What? What happened? I felt my whole body convulse, whether from terror or nausea. I couldn't tell. My legs went limp, and I crumpled to the floor. Something sticky pressed against the palm of my hand, and I looked down to see blood. A vast warm pool of fresh blood stretching out across the room, lapping at my legs and hands. Why? This can't be real. How could... How did Vi get there all of a sudden? She was literally like just in that one room and she didn't look like she could move that fast. In the middle of the lake of blood, like an island of flesh were bodies. They were a bloody tangle of lifeless limbs and dead eyes, with too much blood and chaos for me to tell who was who. They sliced themselves open or stabbed one another. I couldn't tell. All the blood. Too much blood. Whatever they'd done, it was clear what tool they'd used to do it. Scalpel lay in the blood next to them. Handle and blade streaked with gore. This was how they had died. This tiny blade. Oh god. This is it. It's all over. This is how it ends. That's right. I have to end it. This nightmare will finally be over. Time to wake up. My fingers scraped across the floor as I picked up the scalpel. Oh, we're infected with Radical 6. I listened slowly, carefully to my neck, as if someone were guiding my hand with theirs. I drew it across my throat. Well, I guess that's one way for the game to end. Oh, that was Clover's ending. Clover, your ending got us killed. And actually, even with that, I've actually got to call it a night. Got some things to do. I want to thank everybody for joining me. Thanks for stopping in. If you've enjoyed it and you want to catch me going through this some more, please click the follow button. That'll help out a lot. And I will say, after I get through Vertical's Last Reward, I plan on moving on to the third and final of the series, which is Zero Time Dilemma. And then I'm thinking I might even go back and replay AI after talking to somebody in chat and then recommending it, since it's made by the same developers. So I might start streaming that then after that game. Yeah. Thanks for joining me, everybody, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.